to start the top of the third inning here of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball. Right here on WRFA as the next batters up for Elmira will be Murad, Phelps, and Blake. And we're about at the top of the hour. So once again, Skunks fans, you're listening to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA LP, 107.9 FM in Jamestown, New York. As always, we do appreciate all the listeners that are tuning in. As again, it's going to be Murad, the catcher, with his first at-bat of the game.
Or watching the video stream. They do have that on YouTube as well. So hello to all the viewers out there. You are spared seeing our faces on the video stream and simply seeing the ball game, but you do hear our voices. Jason Sample along with Norm Rodriguez, the play-by-play, and Jessica Beeler helping us out as well.
I guess you and I have faces for radio, Jason, as Murad fouls that one into around the vicinity of the Pioneer bullpen from what I saw for strike one.
You never have to worry about combing your hair, Norm, when you're on the radio.
Exactly. But thank God for pomade and hair gel.
If you say so.
Next pitch on the way by Perry. In the dirt, count even at ones.
Murad hasn't been too successful batting this season with a .083 average with 12 at-bats and 1 hit so far.
Well, here's the 1-1er on the way. Low and outside, 2-1. So Perry behind the count, but not in deep trouble on it. Only a 2-1 as he's about to throw his next pitch to Murad. Here's the delivery, and hard of the plate. Count goes even at 2s.
Perry only got through 3 innings last week, so if he can get through this inning, he will have already matched his what he did last week.
And clearly went around the plate. Murad, strike 3. Again, if you check it and you go past the half part of home plate, that's a strike. 4th strikeout of the game for Perry, his 3rd in a row. And now it's going to be Lucas Phelps, the second baseman.
Phelps batting right-handed here, stepping up to the plate.
Also hasn't been too successful at the plate yet this season with a 125 average, 8 at-bats, and 1 hit.
He does get a decent cut on this one, but it's going to go right to Thompson. Throw the O'Shaughnessy just in the nick of time. So a 6-3 ground out, as now it will be Aiden Blake, the Pioneers' extra hitter.
Yeah, he swung at the first pitch he saw, and now it's quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Great scoop at first base by O'Shaughnessy.
Right. And I do credit the shortstop there, Thompson, who quickly got it out of his glove and made a quick throw because a speedy runner heading down the base path there. It was very close, but good job on both sides, shortstop and first baseman.
Here's Perry's next pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Oh, he was swinging hard at that one.
Yep, he wanted that homer, but instead he caught the breeze. And from looking at him, his back foot is right on that line. There's a rule, if you're over it and a coach sees that, the batter's out. So got to be careful with that as the next pitch is outside corner, 0-2.
Now Blake is 0-10 on the season, so he's really looking to get his first hit so far.
It's got to happen sooner or later. Next pitch on the way. In the dirt, 1-2, so Blake will see another pitch in this at-bat. And should he get on base by any means, it's going to be Charnetsky that will be up next, should that occur. He's on deck right now, but still 1-2 count. Here's the next pitch by Perry. Outside, count goes even at 2s. So Perry gets the ball back from Davis. So far, 2 runs on 3 hits for Jamestown and plain bagels across the board for the Pioneers. How about a 1-3 ground out to end 2.5 here at Dietrich? Score still 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 and 3 up, 3 down. We've seen that for 3 innings now. Elmira yet to have a player reach first base as we get to the middle of the 3rd inning. And we'll take a break for a sponsor, and Jessica will do that.
Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is brought to you in part by Reg Linné Center for the Arts. Reg Linné Center for the Arts, located in the heart of downtown Jamestown at 116 East 3rd Street, is the broadcast license holder for WRFA LP. More than just a theater, the Reg offers comprehensive programming that inspires, educates, and empowers the community. Regina also offers rental of its facilities to the public, providing spaces for small groups or hundreds of attendees. Rental arrangements can be made for parties, receptions, meetings, retreats, and live concerts and performances. The popular Movies at the Reg series is also available twice a week, offering a safe and comfortable environment for patrons to watch a wide variety of films, with food and beverages also available. For more information, visit regilene.com or call 664-2465.
All right. Thanks, Jessica. Great job with the thanking the sponsors, but you missed the excitement on the field. They had the dance-off in between innings with a couple of our friends from the team, as well as a couple of young fans out there. I got to give it to Jackson Fowler here, the operations director.
Yep, Jackson wasn't quite like Ted Stryker with some of those moves, but close enough.
I think they gave it to Jackson,
Well,
they should.
The next batters up are going to be Tucker, and they're going to be back to the top of the lineup with Martinez and Hardigan.
So bottom of the third inning here, the score 2-0. Jamestown on top, trying to add to that lead, and so far their defenses look spectacular, and offense not too shabby either.
And here's Gar's next pitch, inside corner, strike one. Tucker wasting no time, and neither is Gar. He shook off one side, now he's got the one he wants. Next pitch, low and inside. Count goes even at 1-1.
Tucker has had 15 at-bats with 4 hits, averaging a .267 on the season.
And here's the next pitch to him, outside, 2-1. And Tucker, he's another one of those batters that is dangerous when he's on the base pads or when there's runners in scoring position as well. It's a 2-1 count. Next pitch by Gar, and that got checked into fair territory, fielded there by Chmielewski, or Barrett, I beg your pardon. So it's going to be a 5-3 ground out, and up next is Martinez, the center fielder.
Little check swing there, just trying to make contact, and he did. Not quite a Tony Gwynn-esque of a slap hit, but he was able to keep it in play, just couldn't get down the base path in time, so it's 1 away.
Speaking of Tony Gwynn, I remember you talked something about it on social media a while back.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so Tony Gwynn's one of my favorite ball players. The late, great Tony Gwynn.
Yep, as the next pitch is inside corner for strike one, and personally, I've got an autographed photo of Tony Gwynn.
Well, I don't have that. I've got a Ricky Henderson rookie card.
I remember you told me about that, and, well, here's the next pitch on the way by Gar. Swung on and foul, strike two. And another thing, because there was a thing about where Gwynn would have had to go 1,134 at-bats to maintain the 300. The only year he did not bat 300 was his rookie season, 289.
He would go 1,100 at-bats without a hit, and he would then go below 300 for a career average. That's how good of a batter he was.
And it was tough to strike out, too.
So that's basically 3 seasons worth of not getting a hit.
Next pitch, inside 1-2.
Just great hitter, contact hitter is all he was, just like Ty Cobb, but both of them are in the Hall of Fame. But Wade Boggs is another one. Good point, observation there.
Well, here's the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Martinez caught swinging. And now it'll be Yogi Hardigan, who had a single in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Yogi scored the second run of the game. Martinez scored the first, and that's how we got our 2 runs back in the first inning. And Yogi now with 2 outs, stepping up to the left side of the plate, hoping to get on base and try to get a little 2-out lightning here to add to that Skunks 2-0 lead.
Smarter than the average base stealer, Hardigan back up to bat. Looking for his second hit of the game. Next pitch on the way by Gar, and he fouls it off. Strike one.
I think that might have hit the umpire too, but he looks like feeling no effect of it at all.
So Gar quickly back on the belt as Hardigan gets in the box again. 0-1 count, and Gar, besides that first inning, ever since then, it looks like he has settled down on the mound as his next pitch is outside for 1-1 count. Both the batter and pitcher wasting no time as the next pitch is on the way. Hard to the plate, strike two. So 1 strike away from a second straight 1-2-3 inning for Gar. And here comes the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, popped up. Looks like it will stay in foul territory. Bear under it, but gets called off. Chmielewski makes the catch, and both Gar and Perry exchange back-to-back 1-2-3 innings.
Yeah, another 1-2-3 inning for the Elmira Pioneers, and so after 3 complete innings of play, it is 2-0. Jamestown leading Elmira with 3 hits and 2 runs. No hits yet for Elmira. We'll see if they get something going here in the 4th, coming up in just a moment right here on WRFA.
And we're about to start the top of the 4th inning here of Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. Jamestown still up 2-0 over the Pioneers respectively, as it's going to be Charnetsky and then back at the top of the lineup with Chmielewski and Bear. Those are the 3 due up for Elmira, and they'll look to get something going here in the top of the 4th. Game is still young, and 2 runs, not an insurmountable deficit by any means.
No, not at all. All it takes is 1 break here, an error there, and you find yourself quickly tied up again. 2 runs, not insurmountable at all.
Here's Perry's next pitch. High and outside for ball 1.
Charnetsky has only had 2 at-bats this season, but he also does have 2 stolen bases.
Well, here's the next pitch by Perry. Outside corner. Count goes even at 1. So Charnetsky back into the box, and next pitch on the way by Perry. Takes a swing. He's going to go right to Thompson. Slides. Throws to O'Shaughnessy in time. Got him by half a step. So another nice 6-3 ground out there. And again, Thompson looks like he needs a Golden Glove too.
Yeah, Thompson made a nice stop out there and got it out quickly over to O'Shaughnessy, who was able to scoop it out of the dirt. Another out, and we're back to the top of the lineup facing batter number 1, who is Kyle
Chmielewski.
Thank you. Easy for you to say, not me.
Here's Perry's next pitch on the way. Outside 1-0. And speaking of Chmielewski, he flew out to center in his first at-bat. Perry's got his sign. He's set at the rubber again. Next pitch. Outside 2-0.
Perry settled right in this ballgame. We mentioned at the start before his first pitch that he had a rocky start in his first outing with a 15 ERA, but that'll come down after today.
Next pitch was outside, 3-0 count. And even a walk would be a good start for the Pioneers. You've got to start somewhere. Count 3-0. This is going to be, take that pitch. Here it is. Ball 4, it's a walk, and Chmielewski with that base on balls, he'll be the first batter to get on base for Elmira by any means.
Well, they had to go all the way around the order here, but now with the top of the order, the first batter the second time around was able to make it to first, so tying run now at the plate. Chmielewski over at first. Number 34, Chris Bear, who grounded out in the first inning, the third baseman, now at the plate.
And Chmielewski's got a decent lead off the bag as the first pitch is outside for ball 1, so 5 consecutive balls thrown by Perry ever since getting that ground out to start the inning. Usually that leadoff guy, they're known for taking off. Perry gets his sign, looks for the next pitch. Outside corner, strike one.
Yeah, we'll see if they know if it's Davis back there, who's not typically a catcher, if they decide to steal on him or not. But who knows? Davis might have a rocket for an arm back there.
He didn't get tested when he saw time on Monday. Next pitch, good frame job, but it was ruled outside 2-1. Bear back in the box. Perry gets that sign he wants, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I'm sure he'd like that strikeout, but again, in the words of Dan Millay, the pitcher's best friend, the double play.
Most certainly is.
2-2 count, just one out. Chmielewski at first. 2-2 pitch, and that's going to go into right, a base hit. A good throw, though, by King. Almost looked dangerously to being a 9-3, but first base hit of the game now for Elmira, and now it's going to be Bobby Marsh, the left fielder, and hopefully this is not going to start becoming shades of his first start back against Newark.
Well, you just got to stay calm here. Obviously, you've got one out, but the Elmira Pioneers are now in business, and they're hoping to capitalize on it. A runner in scoring position, and the tying run on first, and the go-ahead run at the plate. Bobby Marsh, number 25, left fielder, batting left-handed.
Struck out in his last at-bat, which was in the first inning. Next pitch is chop foul for strike one. And again, not a bad situation here. Two reasons. One, there is one out on the board. And two, again, first through third right now, that's a force at any of those three.
Bobby Marsh does have 2 doubles and a triple along with 4 RBIs in the early stages of this ball game, so he can make contact and can hustle around the base paths.
So Perry gets the pitch he wants from Davis, and here comes the 0-1. In the dirt, count goes even at ones. Runners on first and second for Elmira, just one out. A base hit can cut their deficit in half. It's Bear at first and Chmielewski at second base. And here comes Perry's next pitch. That one's going to be in the shallow center. Martinez chasing it down, and he makes the sliding catch.
Wow.
Runner will tag up the third. The Skunks were thinking that maybe he didn't tag second base prior.
Yeah, did he get an early start off second? They appealed, but nothing doing there. But wow, what a great job by center fielder Martinez to get on his horse, hustle in to that shallow gap area between center and right field, and just in the nick of time, got his glove down on the ground and was able to make the catch for the second out. Now we got runners at the corner, still no runs scored for the Pioneers, but they're only 90 feet away from cutting into that Tarp Skunk 2-0 lead.
And the good news for Perry is there is 2 outs on the board, so it would need to be either a catastrophic error by Jamestown or a base hit. So the lead could still be intact here for Perry. Here's the next pitch. Hard to the plate, strike one.
Frank Wayman, the first baseman, came into today's game with a 300 average. He did fly out, so it's a little bit below 300 now in his first at-bat. But he has proven that he can make contact.
Count 0-1. Sorry, Jason. Next pitch on the way. That's inside, counts even 1-1.
I like awkward pauses, Norm, to keep you on your toes.
Nothing wrong with that, but also you don't want that cricket silence. Don't want to hear the chirping in the breeze. As the next pitch is about to be tossed here by Perry. 1-1 count. Inside and low, 2-1. So Perry gets the ball back and trying to get that good grip on it, but once again, he's not going anywhere near that rosin bag. I think he may have been waiting for the sound effects to get killed, because sometimes in between pitches, there is ways that they do it to pump up the fans, and
it can be distraction for the batter, right?
Exactly.
Or the pitcher.
I think it may have been a distraction for Perry just from looking at his reaction. But nonetheless, He gets a sign from Davis, takes a check at third. Next pitch on the way. It's going to go to short. And, he muffed it. And that's going to be an E6. And the run will score, and the Pioneers cut the deficit down to 1.
Yeah, Thompson got a little too aggressive fielding that he thought would just be an easy picking up the ball and stepping on the bag before the runner got there. But he took his eye off of it, and that was just enough time for him to misplay it, getting the error, and an unearned run for Perry here. Or is it considered an earned run if the runner made it on base?
He got on by a walk.
All right.
So 1 run and 1 hit this inning for Elmira. They do cut their deficit to a run, so not going to be a shutout tonight. Next pitch, a good cut at it in center, but Martinez will get there. That'll end 3.5 innings, but Elmira does get on the board.
They do get on the board. 2-1 the score here after 3.5 innings of play. We'll thank another one of our sponsors. Actually, we'll thank sponsors like you. Support for Jamestown Tarp Skunks on WRFA Radio is brought to you by, in part, businesses and listeners just like you folks listening at home or in your car. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station that relies on contributions and donations from the listening community to keep our programs like the Tarp Skunks on the air. If you appreciate and enjoy this broadcast or any program available on WRFA, consider making a donation of any amount by clicking the donate button at the top of our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and it's easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed the old-fashioned way via the post office to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to sponsor programming on WRFA. To learn more about becoming an underwriter for our broadcast of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks or any of our various other programs, call 716-664-2465, extension 209. Or email wrfa@regilena.com. So 2-1 the score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A little bit of a misplay by shortstop Thompson opened the door for the Pioneers to get on the bag. And like I had said, all it takes is a break here and an error there, and you can find yourselves back in the ball game. And we saw that at the top of the 4th inning, Norm. Now it's up to the Skunks to try to give themselves an insurance run or two here. With the Pioneers breathing down their neck, 2-1 the score.
And there's plenty of time for that to occur, but on the other edge of that double-edged sword, Elmira could tie and possibly even more should Jamestown's bats start to slump a little bit. But it's going to be O'Shaughnessy, Bay, and Davis to start it off in the bottom of inning number 4 for the Skunks. Looking to stink up the field with some spraying of base hits here in the bottom of the 4th. As O'Shaughnessy, he grounded out in his first at-bat. And here comes the next pitch. And we also have a pitching change as well from what I just saw. It's going to be Xander Birch from Elmira Heights, New York. He's a southpaw freshman and goes to Combine Academy. And here's his next pitch on the way, inside 2-0.
Yeah, they kind of snuck him in there on us. Gar was the starting pitcher, not doing bad, only 2 runs given up. But they did bring in Birch, and I'll get to it in a moment after this pitch. And that was a strike. As the play-by-play announcer for Elmira, who's here today, very helpful, young lad helping us out, he noted that they go to the bullpen quite a bit in Elmira. You won't see a starting pitcher go deep into a ball game.
Next pitch was off speed at the heart of the plate for strike 2, and I was also kind of curious if maybe Gar's pitch count was starting to get to the possible limit. But nonetheless, 2-2 count. Next pitch, swung on and missed strike 3, a rare strikeout for O'Shaughnessy. He's been well more known to get the base on balls. However, it'll be Cody Bay who got on base in the first inning. He's back up to bat again. Bay did have a 2 RBI double in his first at-bat. So he's responsible for both the runs batted in. Next pitch on the way for, that was a beautiful off-speeder. The change-up on the outside corner for strike 1.
Cody Bay batting 4th in the lineup, the cleanup hitter for the Skunks. Nobody on board here, though. Just trying to get on base.
Here's the next pitch, and that's going foul. Looks like it will go into the Pioneer bullpen, and it will. So it's going to be 0-2.
Got ourselves a rare Tuesday morning start in the next home game for the Skunks. I said we'd talk more about that at the start of the broadcast, Norm, on Tuesday morning. 11 o'clock is the scheduled start time for that one. We'll explain why in just a moment here.
Well, here comes the next pitch, and that's called a ball, so it goes to 1-2. And speaking of that, it is the Kids Day game.
That's exactly why. They've got high school students from around the region coming here to Dietrich Park to watch baseball on the final day of regular classes for many schools. I know I help out at Jamestown High School for a class each day, and I was told that Tuesday's my final day there, so I won't be able to help you out on the broadcast, but we do have somebody filling in for us.
Yes,
for myself, anyway.
The count is now 3-2, 3 consecutive non-strikes thrown by Birch. Again, there was a bit of an issue with the board operating, but we already knew what the count was. So, again, viewers, listeners, we got you taken care of. Full count pitch, ball 4, and Bay will take the free pass, I must say.
So Bay now on first base with a walk and just one out here. And stepping up will be number 11, Jack Davis, the catcher for tonight. He got a double his first at-bat. And with Bay on first base, if they can get a hit and run timed right, he might be able to come all the way around to score with another solid knock by the catcher, Jack Davis.
A huge lead off the base by Bay. Here's the next, pickoff attempt, and he gets back safely.
Yeah, Birch sent it back to him.
And that's the tricky thing with left-handed pitchers because Birch, again, he's a southpaw. You're looking right at him when you're taking off. And usually if you're wearing that oven mitt, that means that you're probably going to be taking off. So, first pitch was a ball, so 1-0. 2 runs on 3 hits so far for Skunk Nation. Birch looking for that right side. He gets the one he wants. Comes set. Next pitch on the way. Gives that one a good ride to left, and that's going to go fair. And Bay's going to head over to third. Davis going to try and go for the double. Bay gets in safely, and so does Davis. So runners on second and third, just one out. Second double of the game for Jack Davis.
Jack Davis is hot today, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hits, 2 doubles, and 2 at-bats. Not in the bad way here in the 4th inning, and the Skunks find themselves in business, just 1 out. They're up by 1 run. They can add some insurance runs here, depending on what happens with number 12 stepping up to the plate, Nate Johnson, the second baseman. He grounded out his first at-bat to the pitcher.
A base hit, if deep enough, can drive both runners home. Here's the next pitch. Off speed, but it was way high, 1-0. And last night, in an interesting fashion, Johnson got on base 3 different ways. He got hit by a pitch, he got walked, and he got on by an error. So getting it done in an
every way but a hit.
Next pitch is high and outside again, 2-0. Can't afford to have the bases loaded with just 1 out. So here comes Birch getting his sign, coming set. Next pitch, outside corner, 2-1. That's the pitch he needed.
Yeah, that was a nice little toss in there. Off speeder, nothing too fast, but it went right over the plate, outside edge, and he got it strike he needed.
Next pitch on the way, outside corner. Count goes even at 2s.
Second time he's thrown that pitch. Not really a breaking ball, but it's coming in awfully slow. He put a gun on it. I bet you it wouldn't go over 60.
It's not quite slow enough, though, to be an eephus pitch. Next one on the way, that is foul. Deflected off of Johnson as he swung it. So, count still the same, 2-2. And it's Bay at third and Davis at second. And the fan attendance, from what I see here, it's picked up pretty good throughout the game here between Jamestown and Elmira. Johnson will step back into the batter's box. Count 2-2. Any kind of out would be real important for Birch. He gets a sign in. Next pitch, that's high, full count. Oh, bad throw, but very fortunate that it didn't go anywhere deep enough for the runners to take off.
Gotta be careful. That happens sometimes.
Yep, just like those days of Mackie Sasser or even Chuck Knobloch couldn't get the throw off to a certain player.
Second baseman or shortstop's not in the right position will roll all the way into center field, and that can be an easy run if the runner at third is paying attention.
3-2 pitch. Outside and high, ball 4. Johnson will take the walk to first. Bases are going to be jammed up with only one out, and now it's going to be Will Durrell, the extra hitter.
And the Pioneers are going to stop and talk things over here. Pioneers coach coming out to talk with his player.
Yep,
and probably just to calm him down. I mean, obviously a double play here will get you off the hook. But yeah, it's just probably one of those talks right now is, hey, you need to be calm. We're going to get into a pitch that works for you in there. And take it one batter at a time.
That was the second walk that he issued in this inning. Jamestown with a golden opportunity to put a little bit of a crack in that big Cracker Barrel of cheese. As it's going to be Durrell coming into the batter's box. Victim of a 6-3 ground out in his last at-bat. That was in the second. I'm sure Durrell's hungry for the rye bread, the mustard, the grand salami. However, even just a good base hit can get you 2 runs.
Yes, indeed, Norm.
Next pitch on the way. That off speed again. And that's starting to become real nasty. It hit the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, I wonder if it makes a difference if a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter sees that and how they view it coming down, because it looks pretty effective against a left-handed hitter right now.
It's a battle of southpaws right here. Next pitch. Way inside 1-1, and a little funny bone music there. And had he gotten hit, that would have forced in a run. So triple sticks on the board, a ball strike, just one out here for your Skunks. Birch gets his sign, next pitch on the way. And he has a chance for a double player. It's a dribble. Oh, mishandled by Birch. And everybody's going to be safe. So I believe that's going to be, that looked real tight.
E1?
I would say E1.
Yeah, that was a very slow dribbler, and sometimes when they come at you that slow, you just think about it too much, and I think that's exactly what happened there. Nice effort by the third baseman, Bear, to almost get it over and out at first base, but it wasn't there. Almost there, but not quite, but yeah.
Yeah, and they did rule an error on the board as well, so it's an E1, because we have seen before that ones like that have been ruled hits, though they should be errors.
Well, all the same, bases are still loaded, and we got another run on the board for the Skunks here in the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 now. Skunks leading Elmira.
Another off-speeder that's way outside ball 1.
Yeah, he's leaning on that same pitch over and over again.
Almost starting to begin like a broken record player or Bill Murray on Groundhog Day or even the long, long trailer. But Birch, next pitch, 1-0 count. In the dirt, 2-0, but a good job by Murad to block it.
He must have heard us talking up here because that was the fastball. Finally changed it up a little bit here.
Well, speaking of fastball, like I said earlier in the season, where was it going without ever knowing the way? 2-0 count as the next pitch will be tossed here by Birch. King hungry to drive in a couple of runs. That one works for him, outside corner, 2-1.
Just drops it right in when he has that pitch.
And King, he was the victim of a strikeout by swinging in his first at-bat. He'll look to get a hit here. Next pitch, outside, 3-1. And Birch, looks like he's trying to settle with that off-speed, but it's gotten him virtually nowhere.
Hey, a walk will get you an RBI right here.
Yes,
so
it will. And then it would be Thompson.
Don't swing at anything if it looks like it's not close.
Here comes the 3-1. And going through to left, a base hit. 1 run will score. Bazille holding Johnson at third. And how about 2 runs in the inning? 4-1 now in favor of Jamestown. King with the RBI single. Didn't quite get that salami, but still, I'm sure he's happily sailing along that gondola.
Yeah, station to station is what they're doing right now with 1 out. They've scored 2 runs on error and then a base hit. And we still have bases juiced here. And now we're seeing another appearance at the plate. I know that the coach can't go out there again, but I do believe that they're allowed to have another meeting at the plate as long as it's just the players out there. I don't see anybody coming in from the bullpen, warming up in the bullpen. but nobody coming in from out. So we're going to keep Xander Birch out there, at least for this at-bat. And as Norm noted, it's number 38, Julian Thompson, the shortstop. He flew out to center field his first time up to bat in the second inning.
How about your first hit as a skunk being in a bases-loaded situation? He's done well with the glove in spite of having an error, but that was him being a little too gung-ho. Next pitch on the way. That outside pitch looked nice. Strike one on the outside corner. Trying to get a look at the number for who the next pitcher may be. From my view, it looks like it may be Kevin Serrano, number 3. It is a single-digit number for sure. Next pitch. Oh, good shot to left, and that will be deep enough to drive home a run from third. Tagging up and getting in safely is Johnson. Didn't get his first hit yet, but how about your first RBI as a skunk? That's even better.
Sacrifice fly, you like to see that, and another run crosses the plate. It's now 5-1. Jamestown leading Elmira here with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and they might be able to add to it. They've got 2 outs now, runners at first and second, and stepping up to the plate will be number 1, Mark Tucker. We're at the bottom of the order. He's the designated hitter today for the Tarp Skunks.
And we're 3 batters away from going through the full rotation. Jamestown did that last night as well in the 5-run 7th inning in their win over Utica. The next pitch is outside for ball 1. It also looks like in the bullpen that it's the same pitcher. It could also be number 7, Braden Coletta, from my vantage point. It is a far view, the eagle eye view. Next pitch on the way outside, 2-0.
Last year I had my binoculars with me, Norman. I keep on trying to remind myself to come out here with my binoculars, but I haven't bought them yet. But now I realize we need them just to scope out who's in the bullpen, a long distance away. Jessica, you noted something? Was that ball?
It did look like number 3
All right.
bullpen.
Yep, and that was one of the 2 I did mention also earlier. It was definitely a single-digit number, so it would either be 3 or 7. And it is 3. So that would be Kevin Serrano. He's the one warming up in the bullpen. It's a 3-0 count. And Birch in danger of walking another batter. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, 3rd walk of the inning for Birch. So looks like he can't open up that lovely soda of Birch beer yet, as we're going to get back to the top of the lineup with Martinez.
Yeah, it looks like they're pulling out the bullpen, though, Norm. The coach is coming out on the mound. He waved his red flag. And we are going to see Xander Birch leave after not being able to complete 1 full inning of play, only 2/3 of an inning, getting 2 outs here. But he's going to leave the bases loaded, 2 outs here, 3 runs given up. And now, even if it was an unearned run, it still was a run that was his fault because he committed the error.
Yes, it was.
On that misplay there, which sort of opened the floodgates here.
Yep.
And we've got a new batter there. So while we get a new pitcher coming out here to warm up,
yes,
just a quick recap. 2 runs scored by Jamestown in the first frame. Perfect 3 innings on defense for the Skunks with their starting pitcher, Perry. Perry doing a splendid job, not allowing any 1 run. They did get a run at the top of the 4th inning and made the score 2-1, they being Elmira. But Jamestown quickly answered back, and here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs already scored and threatening to score yet again with 2 outs. Bases are going to be juiced as the new pitcher steps up to the plate.
Yep, and that's Kevin Serrano. He's a right-hander from Miami, Florida. 5'7", goes to Atlantis University, and all these runners that he's inherited, should any of them 3 score, they're all going to be charged to Birch.
Serrano, a relief pitcher, he has pitched 1 2/3 innings so far, given up 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 6 walks.
Wow.
In just 1.2 innings pitched, and 1 strikeout. He's got his work cut out for him, but he can make a lot of ground if he can get his team out of this tough jam here. Again, bases are loaded, and we are back to the top of the lineup, right, with Henry Martinez.
Yes, it is.
Just about ready to step up to the plate.
Also taking a gander, it looks like Serrano's ERA is also 16.20. So,
well, I didn't really want to mention that. But
well, we did mention it also with Perry before the start, too. So
that's true.
It's not in no way demeaning. It's just letting the fans know that may not be sure regarding the stats, because sometimes websites can be unreliable.
Well, there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics, Norm.
True, true.
Still can't quite figure out what that expression means, but I've heard it a few times.
And too bad it's Serrano with an S and not with a C. But he has a chance to get Elmira out of this pickle that they're in. First pitch right at the heart of the plate for strike one. I know Martinez is aching to at least get one RBI in this at-bat. They have gotten a couple runs in with the bases loaded this inning, and off the pitcher's glove, but it does get fielded by second, and that will end this Looney Tune and Merry Melody inning here, but not without the Skunks scoring 3 runs.
Yeah, they scored 3 runs, added the 2 earlier on. The score is now 5-1 after 4 complete innings of play. We'll be back with inning number 5 in just a moment, right here on your home for Tarp Skunk Baseball, WRFA LP. And welcome back to Russell E. Dietrich Park, starting the 5th inning of play with Elmira stepping up to the plate. They're trailing by 4 runs here. 5-1 is the score in the top of the 5th. And we are back to the middle of the lineup the second time around for Elmira Pioneers. It is Joe Muzio along with Gil Murad and then Lucas Phelps, the 1, 2, 3 batters for this top of the 5th inning. Muzio struck out his first time at the plate in the second inning. He's the designated hitter, and he'll be leading off here momentarily. Meantime, we're in the 5th inning, and Perry still on the mound for the Skunks. He had a flawless first 3 innings, 1 run given up in the 4th, but so far, so good, just giving up 1 hit in his 4 innings. Much better start than what we saw last week.
Yeah, he's already got 1 inning more pitch than he did in his last start. But it's going to be Muzio up to bat, the DH. Elmira in a 4-run hole now. And honestly, I was kind of surprised that Gar got taken out early because besides the first inning, he did have a strong performance for the Pioneers. But it is what it is. Skunks extend their lead to 4, 5-1. And some coincidence, Muzio number 51 up to bat. And that's going to go foul. Foul down the third base line for strike 1.
Yeah, it just bounced over third base, but I think it went foul just beforehand. It looked like it was going to be fair there for a second, streaming up down the line there.
So 0-1 count as Perry gets back into the belt. And here comes the next pitch on the way by Perry. Hard of the plate, strike 2. Perry looking much better in this start so far.
Yeah, he's got 4 strikeouts so far today, Norm.
Yep, and if he can complete this inning, he'll be eligible for the victory. Next pitch on the way. Called strike 3. The first base umpire indicating that the batter Muzio went around, flings his bat, was not happy with the call. And usually if you throw the bat right in front of the umpire, usually you get tossed, but I got to tip my hat to that umpire because that's good patience.
Yeah, showing some restraint. They're obviously a frustrated hitter. No sense in trying to eject him for getting a little hot-headed. It happens sometimes. Everybody gets worked up when a call doesn't go the way you think it should go.
Yeah, from my view, it did look like, but first a base hit into center field by Murad. So just the second hit of the game for the Pioneers, as it'll be Lucas Phelps, the second baseman, up the bat.
Phelps grounded out, shortstop the first in the 3rd inning. He's got a runner on first now with Murad out there and 1 out. Quick break in action as some more balls come out to the umpire.
It's always a great feeling watching just a young kid doing a job just like that.
Next generation of ball players out there getting a feel for what it's like.
Next pitch by Perry, low and outside for ball 1. And that last strikeout by Perry was his 5th of the game. That matches a total that Shed had last night, respectively, on the mound for your Skunks. Next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
A hard swing there. I think we saw a hard swing last time. Number 21,
Yes, we did.
Phelps is up there. He really takes a whack at it.
There's that old saying, the hole in the swing.
Go big or go home, I guess.
Next pitch on the way by Perry. Outside, 2-1. So we got a little first grade math on the board. 2-1, 1 out. As Perry on the rubber, set to throw his next pitch. Phelps looking to start a rally here for the Pioneers. Getting the sign, next pitch by Perry. Outside corner, count goes even, 2-2. So back at the rubber again is Perry. Phelps back on to, or no, excuse me. Yes, Phelps back in the box. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, going over the top of the press box. Count stays at deuces.
Yeah, we'll do it again here.
Still, though, living this at bat to see another pitch. Perry looking for that second out at the minimum. I'm sure he also wouldn't mind throwing a pitch and induce a ground ball. Pick off attempt, but back in safely is Murad. From what I saw, he didn't have that much of a lead off of first base.
No, Perry's keeping him honest, though, making sure he doesn't have a big lead. And you're right, not a big lead at all.
Perry comes set, 2-2 pitch about to be tossed again. Fouled off, hits off the middle part of the lights, playing a little bit of that Price is Right game Plinko as the count stays at 2s. So about to have a take 3 here on a 2-2 pitch. And eventually it comes down to who's got enough gas left in the tank in the at-bat, the pitcher or the hitter. Maybe we'll see it on this pitch right here as Perry comes set at the rubber again, 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3, goes in the dirt. Davis. All right, no, I beg your pardon. Looks like it won't be a necessary throw to first for Davis.
No, there was a runner at first, so that wasn't necessary. So it's 2 outs. 2 outs now for Elmira as number 24 steps up. That's going to be Aiden Blake, the extra hitter. He grounded out. Pitcher to first in the 3rd inning.
And that was the 6th strikeout of the game for Perry. 2 outs here, top of the 5th. And, Davis misplayed the ball, and he'll just hold on to it. Morano will get the second easily on that wild pitch.
Yeah, with 2 outs, just focus on the batter. You got a 4-1 lead here. You're in the middle of the ball game, and no sense in trying to throw it when the runner is already halfway down the base path. Just eat it and focus on the batter who's in the box.
So count 1-0, score still 5-1 here in favor of Jamestown. Perry looking to get another bagel on the board, but time at first is called by Blake. He'll step back into the box. Perry looking for 5 complete innings of work. And here comes the next pitch. Swung on to center field. Martinez has to go back a little bit, but once again, no issue. Makes the catch for the 3rd out, and the score stays 5-1.
That looked like it was going to carry more than it did. It hung up there and came down for the out, and so after 4.5 innings of play, the score remains 5-1, and we'll go back to another sponsor, and Jessica will take it away. Jessica?
Support for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks on WRFA Radio is brought to you in part by businesses and listeners like you. WRFA is a non-commercial, non-profit community radio station that relies on contributions and donations from the listening community to keep our programs on air. If you appreciate and enjoy this broadcast or any other program available on WRFA, consider making a donation of any amount by clicking the donate button at our website, WRFALP.com. It's fast and easy. Checks of any amount can also be made out to WRFA Radio and mailed to the radio station at 116 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. Local businesses are also encouraged to sponsor programming on WRFA. To learn more about becoming an underwriter for broadcasts of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, call 664-2465 extension 209 or email wrfa@reglene.com.
All right, thank you, Jessica. We're about to start the bottom of inning number 5 here momentarily. Serrano's going to get another inning of work, as he only had to pitch that third of an inning back in the 4th to end that bases loaded jam that Elmira was in. And we almost went through the whole lineup that inning. It's going to be Hardigan, O'Shaughnessy, and then Bay. That'll be the first 3 batters that the Pioneers will face.
Definitely a tough time at the mound for Birch in that 4th inning, having to get taken out by the new pitcher from the bullpen.
When you issue 3 walks and give up 3 runs, doesn't take long for you to get pulled. Sad but true. So warm-up pitches underway as we just wait for them to conclude. This will be the penultimate one, as the catcher, Murad, indicated it is his second pitch remaining. Now this will be the throw to second base, and then Hardigan will come up to bat.
He will, and he flew out to shortstop last at bat.
So he'll look to start this inning off on a good note here for Jamestown. You got to stay hungry. 4 runs is not as big of a lead as it may seem. And most of these games here so far have been fairly close ones, including that 2-0 shutout over Holian in the beginning of the season.
The Skunks do have 5 hits over Elmira's 2.
Well, here comes the next pitch inside ball 1. So Hardigan, wasting no time, gets back into the box. And here's Serrano's next pitch on the way. Just a bit low, 2-0. Had it at that right spot of the plate, but didn't get it high enough. Hardigan waiting for that right one to take a hack at. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Inside corner, count goes 2-1. So Hardigan again back in the box. Serrano with his next pitch on the way. It's going to be a 2-1 delivery. Off speed, but it was high and inside for a 3-1 count. So he's 1 ball away from getting the base on balls. 3-1. This is usually the green light situation. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. Ball played a little skip to my Lou, my darling, in the dirt. And a walk to start it out in the inning, and now it's going to be Patrick O'Shaughnessy, the first baseman. So O'Shaughnessy, victim of a strikeout in his last at-bat.
Looking at that.
It happens.
It does.
So Serrano getting the one he wants from Murad. Again, Hardigan, very dangerous on the base pads. He had a couple of steals last night in their win over the Utica Blue Sox. He gets back to first safely.
A good-sized leadoff from him.
Most of us already know that when there's a speedster on base, Brazil will more likely than not say, let's steal one. Next pitch on the way is outside. 1-0.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, Norm. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've seen a stolen base yet.
We have not.
Have we? Here we are in the middle of the ball game, and yet a stolen base to be had for the Skunks.
Yep, looks like I think Brazil just wants to maybe get his opponents to start guessing a little bit.
Right.
And not just give it away so much.
And with a lead, you're not nearly going to be as aggressive as if you are trying to build a lead or even are down.
But I'm sure Skunks are aching for more runs. Here comes Serrano's next pitch, and taking off, swinging a miss, hard again. He'll get there safely. The throw is high.
So there's that stolen base we were just talking about.
And speaking of that, that's going to be his third of the year.
Almost like we predicted it was going to happen. Almost. All the same now. Runner in scoring position. And O'Shaughnessy here trying to make contact and drive in another run for the season.
O'Shaughnessy's been well known to do that with runners in scoring position, and the Skunks dugout had to play a little game of duck. It was a foul ball. Count goes 1-2.
Good thing nobody was hurt. Patrick is stifling a smile there as he launched one toward his boys over there in the dugout, but thankfully everybody is unscathed.
Sadly, the marshmallows turning into those pellets that you get in a package. 1-2 pitch on the way for Serrano, taking a long look at Hardigan, and he will backpedal to it, and getting back safely, easily Hardigan. And stepping back into the box is O'Shaughnessy. Count 1-2. A decent base hit can make this a 6-1 ball game. Next pitch on the way, Serrano. That is foul. It will go out of play and over the top of the bleachers on the left side, so the count sticks to 1-2. So O'Shaughnessy about to step back in the box once again. Hardigan has a good lead off of second base. Serrano comes set, takes a check. Long look at Hardigan, taking another check real quick. Next pitch on the way. Fouled off, strike two, still 1-2.
Good battle going on right here. Patrick O'Shaughnessy doing all he can to not get struck out for the second time in this ball game. Hopefully driving another run. Add to that 4-run lead the Skunks currently have. It's 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Serrano's looking for that first out. That would be a start of stopping the bleeding for the Pioneers. Fouled off, almost hit us, went into the inside the press box on the visiting end, but from what we see...
Friend from Elmira broadcast team in there, it sounds like he was able to dodge it.
We would have heard something, but there is those disclaimers that we are assuming risk. If he would have caught that, though, that would have been something to remember. We might as well have our mitts ready throughout the season. Count still 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off into the bleachers.
Another foul by O'Shaughnessy. He is just battling here, trying to stay alive any way he can, John Travolta style. A little Saturday Night Fever action on a Sunday afternoon. You like that reference, Norm?
Trying to stay alive as well. Even though that sequel was a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And that debacle film was Sylvester Stallone, the director.
Oh, they can't all be Rockies.
He's one of those guys, hits and misses. 1-2 count still. Almost like Bill Murray in the time loop of Groundhog Day. 1-2 pitch again on the way. Fouled off again.
It's continuing to battle here. O'Shaughnessy does not go down easily, that's for sure.
You and I have seen it in the past, Jason. O'Shaughnessy's a very patient hitter. From talking to him after one of the games, he was astonished himself that he drew 48 walks for Youngstown State, his respective university. Count still 1-2. Hardigan gets back safely. Might as well forget the ball in the bat and get some fencing swords on Gale. Count still 1-2 here. We're either looking for an out, a base hit, or something, because I'm sure Serrano wants to move on to the next batter. Here's the pitch. That's going to left field. That will be in fair territory, and it's going to land. A good effort there by Marsh, but heading to second is O'Shaughnessy, and again he gets it done with the runners in scoring position. He finds the pot of Yukon Gold potatoes at the end of the rainbow.
What a battle and what a payoff. Oh, Patrick O'Shaughnessy dueling with the pitcher Serrano. And foul ball after foul ball after foul ball after foul ball until finally he hits a long shot into left field near the wall back there, gets the double, drives it a run, and the score is now 6-1. Tarp Skunks leading the Elmira Pioneers. That is how you play baseball, folks. Nice job, Patrick O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, just like the days of Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. As Bay, who already has a 2 RBI double, he's hungry for another RBI here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Chasing it down, a campfire here, and it drops! Drops for a base hit, and the campfire doesn't pan out. There's none set up. The s'mores have gone cold. The chocolate fully melted in the sun. And now it's going to be David.
In their defense, Norman, You know, all this food you're mentioning aside, that's making me awfully hungry. In their defense, that was a drop in no man's land.
Yeah,
I don't really know if anybody had a clean angle on it. It kind of just dropped where nobody could really get to it. But you're right, when you have three people colliding like that, or a potential collision, they be careful. They kind of, you know, slowly soft-footed over there, and that could have been the reason why it dropped or nobody could catch it. All the same, that's a base hit for the Skunks, and now a runner at first and third.
And Bay was able to get back in safely. And another rule of thumb is when there's a ball like that, when one person calls for it, and if someone else is chasing it, you back off. And that was also a case of failing to back away if someone called for the ball.
Jack Davis trying to stay hot at the plate with 2 doubles.
Oh, he gives that one a good ride into center. This should be enough to drive in a run. He is out on the fly out, and O'Shaughnessy will score a run himself. The sac fly does work. That's only the first out of the inning. 7th run of the game for Jamestown. 7-1 the score.
Yeah, Davis couldn't get a double that time, as Jess noted. He already has 2 doubles on the day, but he does get a sacrifice fly and an RBI for his effort. And the score is now 7-1. Jamestown leading the Pioneers with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And Johnson, he's another one of those guys, when he gets on base, he's very dangerous. He does lead the team in cushions stolen. Bay's got a good lead off of first base, and he thought about taking off. And a decent hit to left, and a nice catch there for the second out. Bay hauling tail to get back to first. He gets there safely. And again, Marsh with a nice catch. And just like that, 2 outs.
Yeah, left fielder Marsh running up there and quickly making the snag. And so Elmira now trying to get out of this one after giving up 2 runs, hoping not to add any more. We do have a runner on first with 2 outs. We're near the top of the hour. You're listening to WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown, New York. There's your legal ID. And we'll get back to the action on the field.
You took the thought right out of my head, Jason. I was keeping track of that myself, so neither one of us would miss it, as a pickoff attempt is unsuccessful by Serrano. From what we're seeing here, no pitchers warming up in the bullpen as of yet. There was one standing up for a moment. It looked like he may have been going to start warming up, but nope. Another pickoff attempt and save.
Ooh.
That one was close.
I agree.
End of the day, close does not count. Either you get them or you don't. And Durrell, he is the batter up, the extra hitter. Got on by an E1, but got left stranded at third. That was back in the 4th. So Bay, a good lead off of first base. Serrano gets his sign from Murad. Next pitch, and here's a steal by Bay. He's heading for the second, and he's tagged out. No, they called him safe. I thought he had the tag. Unless the umpire is indicating that the ball was juggled. Even so, Bay gets the stolen base.
He didn't really show any indication that there was a bobble or anything, so it looked awfully close to me. Might have been the 3rd out, but no, it wasn't. Like you said, Norm, close only counts in horseshoes and lawn jarts.
That was a great throw by the catcher Murad.
Next pitch is high. Count goes even at 1s. So Jamestown finally deciding to get a stolen base. Better late than never. Again, they're a team that love to do the thievery. 1-1 pitch on the way by Serrano. A good cut through the infield and getting sent home's Bay. Sliding into the, no, he'll just trot home. How about back-to-back 3-run innings for Jamestown? 8-1. And they're already 1 run away from matching their total last night.
Yeah, Bear, the third baseman, did a good job. Actually, it was the shortstop, I think, who knocked that down. Did a great job. That would be Shibalewski. Knocked it down and fired it into home plate in time, but it was just a little off the mark. Had he have thrown it more accurately, you may have gotten the tag at home. Instead, another run scores. Another 3-run inning here for the Skunks. Back-to-back, as Norm indicated, and it's now 8-1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
And Durrell, another one of those guys that has good speed. He's going to take off. Here's the throw, and bobbled, and it goes into center, but not deep enough to where Durrell could think about going to third. So credit Durrell with a base pilfer there.
Coach Bazille, always willing to take a gamble and send his runners. And that ends any chance of a force out at second.
Yeah, Jordan King, he's got a single and an RBI. Another base hit could get him a second one. Next pitch is outside. So the count is even here at 1. Serrano looking to just end the inning without any further damage. Taking a check at Durrell. Here's the next pitch. Outside, 2-1. King back into the batter's box, and from the view, it looks like he's starting to crowd that plate a little bit, encourage it, or daring Serrano to try and throw him inside. He takes a long look at Durrell. Durrell again playing a little bit of those mind games. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed. Count goes even at deuces.
Hard cut by King. Just no contact there. So we got your favorite numbers on the board there. Triple deuces.
Indeed.
2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out.
Yep. Or in another word of one of my other colleagues, deuces wild. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Next pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Serrano ends the damage, but not before Jamestown adds another 3 runs to their lead.
Yeah, they had 3 runs. It's now 8-1 after 5 innings of play. Your Tarp Skunks leading the visiting Elmira Pioneers here at Dietrich Park. We'll take a break and see you on the side for inning number 6 right here on WRFA. I've got Jackson coming up in the middle of the 7th to talk about the Tuesday game.
They always get a great turnout for that.
Well, yeah, because I think they encourage the schools just to bus all the kids here, so it's a huge...
Gets about 2,000 kids.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, even when the Jammers' attendance was very bad, that was always a hit.
And I'll have you do one of our sponsors here at the bottom of the inning, Jess. IDA or Schultz, if you would.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we're about to start the top of the 6th inning here of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball. Right here on 107.9 WRFA, as Perry's going to get another inning of work here. And with that long rest that he had, I wouldn't blame Coach Bazell for giving him another inning of work.
No, not blaming him in the least bit. He's really doing great. Got that low pitch count. We haven't been keeping track of the pitches, but these innings have been flying by, which is an indication that he really hasn't been spending a lot of time on the mound. And it's great to see in a league like this where you keep an eye on pitch counts and you don't want your pitcher to go too far, it's nice to see the starter still there in the top of the 6th inning, out there on the mound, trying to secure a win. If things go the way they have been, it shouldn't be a problem, but we've seen stranger things happen. 8-1 to score here, top of the 6th.
And the batters due up as the next pitch by Perry was a strike on the heart of the plate. It's Charnetsky, Chmielewski, and Bear. Those will be the 3 up for Elmira. Next pitch on the way by Perry. And a decent hack. This is in foul territory. O'Shaughnessy chasing it down. Makes a basket catch for the first out of the inning. So we're going to be back to the top of the order after that pop out the first. It's going to be Chmielewski, the shortstop.
He was walked in his last at-bat.
And speaking of that, with that walk, he also scored Elmira's only run of the game thus far.
We're back at the top of the order as well. He was the leadoff hitter to start the ball game.
And here's Perry's next pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 1.
I'm looking at the bullpen door. We got a sidewinder out there warming up for Elmira.
Well, here's Perry's next pitch. That's low and outside for ball 1.
He's coming. He's not coming from the side. He's coming from under.
From what I see, it's number 46, Nick Vaccaro.
I've never seen anything like that.
Well, there's a lot of pitchers that are known for being submariners. His next pitch is hit over to short. Thompson does get it cleanly. Throws O'Shaughnessy in time. Besides that one inadvertent error, Thompson has been strong with that glove this evening.
So a quick 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And Elmira now sends its next batter to the plate. This will be number 34, Chris Barr, the third baseman. Go ahead, Jess.
Skunks defense is holding up very well today besides that one error. But Thompson coming in yesterday, I think he's done a great job for the Skunks so far in the season. I bet they're very happy to have him.
Next pitch is swung on and missed for strike one.
Yeah, right on. He's proven his mettle in the early stages of the season here. Just joining, like you said, Jess, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Next pitch on the way. It's in the dirt. A little skip to my Lou, 1-1. It's also so mesmerizing at times, like seeing those sidewinders, submarine pitchers warming up or even pitching those innings of work. It keeps those batters guessing as the next pitch is in the dirt and goes all the way to the backstop, 2-1.
Yeah, I would assume at the bottom of this inning we're going to see him coming out here to pitch, and it'll be interesting to see how the Tarp Skunks batters react to such an unorthodox delivery. I know you said a lot of people do it, but a lot more don't.
Next pitch on the way. Count goes even. Outside corner, 2-2. So far in this game for Perry, he's got 5 2/3 innings pitch. He's got a 1-run, 2-hitter. Next pitch, fouled off. Count stays the same.
Yeah, Perry just 2 hits so far through 5 innings of work, 5 2/3 innings of work. Just a great way to respond to what was basically a poor outing the first time he was on the mound last week.
With you speaking of that, he has retired the last 4 batters. Next pitch is outside, count goes full. And should Chmielewski get walked here, or not, beg your pardon, Bear, should he get walked, Bobby Marsh is the next batter. He is on deck right now. So we got a full count pitch on the way for Perry. And here's the delivery. Fouled off, and the count will stay full. And luckily, again, for those grandstand tickets, you got that nylon netting.
Yeah, otherwise that would have been a disaster.
So we got another full count pitch on the way. Back in the box is Bear. Perry looking to put the top of the 6th on ice. Here's the pitch. Caught him looking right at the heart of the plate. 7th strikeout of the game for Perry, and that concludes 5.5.
Yeah, after 5.5 innings of play, the score is still 8-1. Jamestown leading Elmira will be here at the bottom of the 6th inning in just a moment. But first, we got to thank one of our sponsors. Jess, take it away.
Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in 2022 is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, celebrating over 50 years of serving the community's automotive needs with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. At Schultz Auto Group, all repair facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for every automotive need, no matter what engine type, gas, diesel, or electric. The next generation of auto care is already at Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunks community baseball on your community radio station, WRFA LP. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com.
Jessica, as always, thank you very much, as Elmira has officially done another call to the bullpen, and it will be Nick Ficcaro from Sire, Pennsylvania. He is a southpaw tosser and is a sophomore at Mansfield University, and we were seeing him warm up in the bullpen during the top half of the 6th inning, and he's got that submarine style throwing. From some of the pitchers I've watched, whether watching games myself in my time or even some highlights, it kind of looks like maybe Kent Jacoby a little bit of also Dan Quisenberry. Not many submariners in the MLB as there used to be, but the most common one now is probably Darren O'Day.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Not something you see all the time. I don't think we saw anybody with the submariner style of a throw when we did the game called all the games last year. There was a closer who came close. Yeah, Henson came close to it, but he was more sidearm. This is definitely coming under. But again, it's just fun to see how batters react to unorthodox style of pitchers you're not typically used to seeing. If his windup was, a little bit more jaunty or a little discombobulated, that would really throw off the timing of a hitter. But right now, it looks like he's got a pretty smooth windup. It's just his release is what really throws off the batters.
Yeah, and how low he goes down. I would also maybe think of Byung-Hyun Kim when he was doing the close work for the Diamondbacks.
Right, right.
Except Vaccaro doesn't do that up-down motion with his arms, and then... But to start it off for the Skunks here, it's going to be Thompson, Tucker, and then we're back to the top of the lineup with Martinez. Again, we nearly went through the full rotation the last 2 innings.
Julian Thompson is 0 for 2 on the day. He's hoping to get his first hit. He flew out both times.
He does have an RBI on his second at-bat, though.
Here's Vaccaro's first pitch, and Thompson clearly went around, strike one. He looked a little bit intimidated by the pitch from the way he checked that swing. Here's the next pitch on the way, and gave it a good crack. Here's the throw to first, and he's out. It looked really close from my view. It looked like it may have been a foot off the bag, but again, the first base umpire has that better view. So ground out charge to Thompson. Now it'll be Mark Tucker. Tucker looking for his first hit of the early evening here at Dietrich Park. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Next pitch on the way by Vaccaro. Just a little high, ball one. Vaccaro gets that sign, next pitch on the way. And a good cut by Tucker, and it'll fall into the shallow outfield for a base hit.
Nice job by Tucker there. He wasn't thrown off by the unique pitching style of our latest pitcher from the Pioneers, and he gets on base with 1 out here.
Well, there's a second here, if there is a stat line, and there is. So far for Vaccaro, just 1 game appeared, and he's got 1 inning pitched. And he has 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 earned runs, and an ERA of 18 even. But he's got a chance to lower that a little bit in this inning.
Well, we got the submarine lefty against the left-handed batter.
Tucker, very dangerous on the base paths as well. Next pitch is outside for ball one. He did have 13 stolen bases last season, which was good for second on the Skunks, respectively. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brazil maybe thinks, even though with a 7-run lead, stay aggressive. Vaccaro taking a long look at Tucker. Next pitch on the way. Tucker goes inside, throw to second, not in time. So get Tucker that stolen base, and that's the 3rd one already in the last inning and change after some restraint throughout the first, 3rd, and change of the game, respectively.
Yeah, quick release by the catcher for Elmira there, but it just wasn't on the money. So another base stolen for the Tarp Skunks. They didn't really steal any bases in the first 4 innings or so, but in inning 5 and 6, they definitely have made up for it.
Next pitch was low and outside, so makes it count 3-0. Martinez was already walked once in his first at-bat, so has a chance to possibly get walked for a second time. 3-0 pitch, and Vaccaro will just backtrack over to second, but Tucker got back. Again, we have seen some of the Skunk runners, they love to play those mind games with pitchers. 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Martinez gets walked for the second time this evening, and it's going to be Yogi Hardigan, the left fielder. Coincidentally, he was walked in his last at-bat as well.
Well, Vaccaro looks like he's having issues pitching against a left-handed hitter because he really didn't get anything close to being a strike against the previous left-handed hitter, and now Yogi steps up. He's also left-handed. We'll see if that continues to be a trend here for Vaccaro, or if it was just a unique situation with that one batter.
Here's his next pitch. That's low for ball 1, and there is another pitcher already warming up in the bullpen for the Pioneers, respectively. 5 consecutive balls tossed by Vaccaro. Next pitch on the way. Another off-speed. Wasn't a bad pitch, but it was still too high, 2-0. Vaccaro getting that sign from Murad. And here comes the next pitch. There's the one he needed, right at the heart of the plate. 2-1. So Vaccaro gets back on the rubber again. Only 1 out. Runners at second and first. Vaccaro taking a long look at Tucker, and he'll backtrack again. 8-1 score in favor of Jamestown. 8 runs on 9 hits. And defensively, they've held Elmira to 1 run and 2 hits, respectively. Next pitch. Inside corner. Count goes even, 2-2.
Yeah, 2 consecutive strikes. Finding his rhythm now.
So count 2-2.
Facing the best batter on the Jammers, the Tarp Skunk lineup.
Next pitch is going to be chopped over to first. It's still in fair territory, and he'll just settle for the tag out of first base. So good job there by Wayman just to field the ball and get at least 1 out. And now it's going to be O'Shaughnessy.
Hardigan did advance 2 runners, though. Now at first and second, both in scoring position. And here comes the always dangerous Patrick O'Shaughnessy, who got a double and an RBI his last time at the plate. After an immense duel, a long duel here.
Yes,
it
was.
The third left-handed batter that Vaccaro is facing in a row.
Well, here comes the next pitch by Vaccaro. Inside corner, strike 1. So again, O'Shaughnessy, in his tenure as a Skunk, with runners in scoring position, more often than not, he does get those runners home. 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, count goes even at 1-1. And a bit of shades of Ryan Broderick there, the hat popping off his head.
Oh, yeah, last year's exceptional pitcher for the Tarp Skunks. Seems like every time he threw a pitch, his hat was falling off. Couldn't find a hat small enough, he said.
I thought it was maybe superstition, but next pitch on the way. O'Shaughnessy does give it a decent hit to center, but it gets fielded for the third out. That's the end of 6, score still 8-1.
Yeah, after 6 innings of play, as Norm noted, it is 8-1. We'll take a break and see you on the other side with more Tarp Skunk baseball right here on WRFA. I've got Jackson coming up here for the middle of the 7th. I'm going to talk with him about Tuesday's game. So no need to thank a sponsor. But we will in the middle of the 8th. What did you do that last time, Jess? Was it Schultz?
Yes.
We'll have you do the IDA if you wanted that.
Okay.
That can be, I'll do that one. I'll let you take care of the one afterward.
Okay.
Which might not happen if there's no middle of the 9th. I might let you off the hook here, but I'll do the IDA one.
Okay.
And we're about to start the top of inning number 7 here of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball between them and the Elmira Pioneers on WRFA. Perry getting another inning of work here. 6 innings pitched so far. He's only allowed 2 hits, 1 run. He has struck out 7.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the longest I think we've seen a Tarp Skunk starter go this season. I think we might have had a complete game last year, Norm. You probably have a better memory about that than I do, but really just a great job by Perry. Just 2 hits given up so far today, 1 run, and he's got several strikeouts as well. 6, 7 total through 6 innings. So just an all-out great effort. Roger Clemens-esque.
He's already matched the total that Ian Korn had for season high, and Korn only did that in 4 innings though. But Perry's still doing an incredible job. And speaking of complete games, the only one I remember we had last season was Jack Lair's complete game 1-hitter.
That's who it was.
And that was also against Elmira.
Got a memory like a steel trap, Norm.
I have been told that over the years, my friend, as it's going to be Marsh, Wayman, and Smith to start it off here. Next pitch is inside for ball 1. Yeah, that game, though, was scoreless until the 6th inning when Bowers hit a home run.
That's right. It was a pretty good duel.
Yeah, Cam Hill had 11 strikeouts. But next pitch is on the way. Hard to the plate, 1-1. We got that 1-1 count. Nobody out as we've just started the top of the 7th. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt, 2-1. I'm sure Perry's wanting that big truck full of Perry's ice cream. He's been earning it tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hard of the plate, 2-2.
Ice cream, s'mores, cracker barrels full of cheese, salami. You're killing me, Norm.
As the next pitch goes on the far end, but nowhere near inside the openings of the press box. Count will stay 2-2. As back into the box again is Marsh. Next pitch on the way. Right to O'Shaughnessy. He'll tell Perry to just hang tight. He'll tag the bag himself for the first out of the inning. And now it's going to be Frank Wayman, the first baseman.
And again, Perry stays out there, doing a great job, setting him up and knocking him down here.
So Wayman about to come into the batter's box. He got on bases last at bat by an E6 in the fourth. And this one again over the first, but this time he will have to throw it over to Perry. So a 3-1 ground out. So two batters face 2 outs, and now it'll be Cooper Smith.
Yeah, both hits going to Patrick O'Shaughnessy, showing a sturdy glove out there to go along with a sturdy bat on the offensive side of things. And already quickly 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
So far, a quick inning here for Perry's. It's going to be, again, Cooper Smith, the center fielder. Here's Perry's next pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. So far, all the home games here for Jamestown have been nail-biters, but this one starting to prove to become a rout. And a one-man show on the mound. Next pitch by Perry. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Wanted to go fishing there, but he forgot the bait of worms. Back in the box is Smith. 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-2.
Yeah, just a little bit too inside there. Almost got the edge of the plate. But we'll do it again.
Perry, though, he is still ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8th strikeout of the game for Perry, and with that, we've hit the 7th inning stretch.
7th inning stretch, and we will not thank a sponsor for the 7th inning. Instead, we're going to thank the game day operations manager for the Tarp Skunks. We have Jackson Fowler here in the press box with us. Hello, Jackson.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, good. Thanks for coming in and saying hi to us. We talked with you earlier on this season, and hopefully we can do these as a semi-regular feature. I know that you're busy, so we won't try to drag you up here too much. But there's a special day happening for the Tarp Skunks and, of course, local high school students later on this week on Tuesday. 11 o'clock start. People are saying, why are you playing the game at 11 o'clock in the morning to start a game? But there's a special reason. What do we have lined up?
Yeah, so 11 o'clock on Tuesday, we've got our Kids Day. So we have a couple middle schools, some elementary schools, and maybe a high school or two coming to the game, watch the Skunks play.
Did you do this last year?
Unfortunately, we couldn't last year due to COVID. But this year, we're happy to have it back. I know the Jammers did it back in the day. Now we are bringing Kids Day back.
You got to prepare for the number of fans that are going to be in the stands, so I would assume you might have an idea of just how many fans will be here. Do you know how many students or at least how many schools will be showing up?
We don't have an exact number on schools because people call all the time. All I know right now, all I can remember right now is that we have over 1,000 fans coming to this game.
That's pretty exciting as well. I know that's a big promotion again. We'll be broadcasting that game, obviously 11 o'clock on Tuesday, but there's also, I know, coming up, I think, the final week of June, maybe earlier, there's fireworks going on. Just so our listeners can put that on their calendar. When's the first fireworks event?
Yeah, so I believe the first fireworks event is the 24th of June, and that will be our Celebrate Summer event. And yeah, Friday night fireworks.
Friday night, so a week from this coming Friday will be fireworks. You got the high school students coming by, or not the high school students, but the elementary and junior high students. Sounds like you guys have a great thing going so far this season. Anything else you want to add before we let you get back to the day operations of the ballpark and the team?
I just want to thank fans for listening to the game, and hopefully they can come down for a game. Go Skunks.
Yes, indeed. Well said. Jackson Fowler, thank you very much. Game day operations manager for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, and we're back to the action on the field here. Norm, take it away.
Yeah, we do, and Elmira made a call to the bullpen. It's Jonathan Haynes pitching. number 14, a right-handed sophomore from Washington and Jefferson. It's going to be Bay, Davis, and Johnson to lead it off as the first pitch by Haynes is outside for ball one.
Exciting for the students to be coming here. Final day of school. Playing some baseball.
And a good cut there by Bay, but it's going to get a little too much hang time. Almost like a punt down there, right into the glove of the right fielder, Chardetsky, for the first out.
So 1 out quickly away here for the Skunks in the bottom of the 7th inning. I missed the 7th inning stretch. I wonder if we had Scotty singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
That might become a tradition, I think. He's done that the last couple of home games.
Jamestown's version of Harry Carey, right?
Nah, I wouldn't say Harry Carey, but you got to appreciate the team spirit, though.
Definitely.
Next pitch on the way is inside for ball one. And Davis, he's been tearing the cover off the ball tonight for Jamestown. He's got a pair of doubles. And he's also got an RBI on a sac fly, which was in his last at-bat. Next pitch, gives that one a good ride to left field. And not quite needing a visa to the CN Tower, but it's going to be the third double of the night for Jack Davis.
Wow, Mr. Double.
That's the back jack.
Oh, he's excited, and everybody is. What a day for Davis here. The only time he didn't get a double, he got an RBI, but keeping things going here. He is on fire no matter who Elmira sends to the mound. Jack Davis has it figured out. Third double of the day for Mr. Davis. Job well done.
He'd probably get my vote for player of the game. Just for
Barry's close, though, too.
Well,
it's going to be
you always have co-players of the game at the same time.
You're right, or you might have to have a co-player here because both of them are doing exceptional.
Nothing wrong with that at all. The next pitch is outside corner for strike one.
I know in football games I've given player of the game awards to the entire team, sometimes the entire offensive line. It's okay to give it to more than just one person. It's not like we're actually giving away gift certificates or anything, right?
Speaking of that, though, in the Super Bowl, there's only been one where there's been called MVPs. And that was in 1978, Randy White and Harvey Martin. That was the year before Pittsburgh beat them the second time.
I remember that game.
Yep, Denver had 8 turnovers. And then Buffalo broke that record with 9 15 years later. But
you are master of information, Norm. You do great on trivia nights, don't you?
I've won a couple of them by myself, and the second place winners would be 60 points behind. Next pitch on the way in the dirt, and Davis heading for third, and he'll slide in safely.
I mean, obviously we want to keep an eye on the field here, but I'm just enthralled by Norm's passion for knowledge and trivia, and find a way to get you on Jeopardy, Norm. We'll see if we can't make it happen.
Well, surely there's an opportunity here for a 9-1 lead, but don't worry, Jason, I'm not calling you Shirley. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2.
All right.
Davis on third after taking it on a wild pitch. Even a sac fly can get him home. But I'm sure Johnson's hungry for a hit. Here's the pitch. And that's a fair ball. Davis is heading home, and he's going to get there easily. So Johnson does get the job done, albeit it was a bit weird, but he got the RBI.
I don't know if that came off the bottom of the bat or just the very above where his hands were at. But, I mean, it was the lower end of the bat, but it looked like the way he deflected his back up in the air that it almost bounced off the knob of the bottom of the bat. Either way, he does drive a run in on a very unorthodox bunt.
So Jamestown's already matched their run total from last night, and they do have a chance, though, even though it's only 2 outs in the 7th inning, they do got a shot still to hit double digits at home for the first time this year. But here's the next pitch in the dirt by Haynes, ball one.
Yeah, the most runs they've scored so far this season, 11 runs. That was the first league game of the season against Niagara Power. That was a 7-run, a 10-run, 7-inning affair.
Yep, I did catch wind that the 12-run rule got changed to a 10-run rule.
All right. Yeah, because it was 12 runs last season.
Yeah, we had a couple of interesting games. One of them was 18-6 against Niagara. Then that one Colin and I called 13-1 over Newark. But here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. Count goes 2-1. So Durrell takes a moment and will step back into the box. Bases are clear as day. 2 outs, 2-1 count, and here comes the next pitch by Haynes. In the dirt again, 3-1. with all these baseballs hitting that dirt, you got to line them all up and just sing along to the words of "Skip to my Lou, my darling," like I like to say when that happens.
Yeah, a lot of bouncy going on there.
So counts 3-1, and should Durrell get walked, Jordan King would be next up to bat, and he is on deck right now. It is a hitter's count. The green light is on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count. Score now 9-1 after that RBI ground out by Johnson. Count full here, 2 outs. Haynes looking to just avoid any further damage. Here's the pitch. Down the third base line, but it's foul.
Haynes is looking impressive out here. I mean, I know he's coming into relief, and he's only pitched 1 inning anyway, but he only gave up 1 hit in that 1 inning and no runs. Obviously, a reliever, but he might be the best Elmira pitcher we've seen so far today.
I would say with the exception of Gar.
Gar did a decent job.
Well, despite that first inning, he did throw a couple zeros.
Rocky start, but he settled in.
Yeah, he did. Oh, right back to the pitcher. And Haynes will just underhand it granny style to first base for the ground out, and that's the end of 7 here at Dietrich.
Yeah, so after 7 innings of play, the Tarp Skunks lead 9-1 over the visiting Elmira Pioneers. We'll have inning number 8 in just a moment right here on WRFA. And welcome back to Dietrich Park. Jason Sample, Norm Rodriguez, and Jessica Beeler bringing you action here at the park. The score 9-1 in the top of the 8th inning as we begin play. And finally, starting pitcher Perry is out, and we have a reliever coming in, number 8 for the Skunks. Should we get the name?
I did find out his last name was Shields. That's all that intel that was known from what I got prior or during the break. We do know that for sure. His last name is Shields, so this will be his first action in Dietrich Park this year.
Yes, it is. I don't have a Shields on my stat card here for all the past games so far this season. So making his first appearance in a Tarp Skunks uniform and coming out to try to put this game on ice, or at least help to put it on ice. We are only in the 8th inning, and the Skunks have an 8-run lead. It's 9-1 against Elmira. Just 2 hits given up by starting pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. A phenomenal job by Travis Perry. And now it's up to his counterparts in the bullpen to seal the deal and let him walk away with a victory today.
Yeah, and the good news, what should be happening is Krause will get a night off because he's pretty much been the closer from what we've seen. And it's going to be Muzio, Murad, and Phelps to start off in the top of the 8th. So Elmira down to their last 6 outs here as Shields throws his first pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Muzio struck out looking the last time he was at the plate. You can remember he was frustrated with the call that he got, saying that he actually swung. So I guess it wasn't a look because it was the first base umpire that said his bat did go around.
So here comes Shields' next pitch on the way in the dirt. And they're going to give him credit for the hit by pitch, even though it hit off the dirt first. So Muzio's going to get first base here. So Elmira off to a decent start with that, so.
Yeah, you hit the dirt first. It's not supposed to be a hit batsman, right?
Yeah, from what I saw, it hit the dirt first and hit him in the shin guard, unless it got him on the front of the foot, possibly.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The umpire's down there. He's got the right angle, and if he says he was hit, he was hit. We got a runner on first with no outs now, but they're down by 8 runs. Shields now on the mound for the Skunks.
Next pitch is, looked like it was fouled off, or I thought I heard a foul ball. Didn't quite catch it in time, but runner on first here, nobody out, and Shields about to throw his next pitch. Here's the delivery, and that one's going to get popped into the shallow outfield. Chasing it down is King. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So fly out the right.
Nice job there. I know the second baseman may have had a chance at it, as well as the center fielder, with some good communication out there. King coming down with it, getting the first out. And now we have number 21 at the plate. That's Lucas Phelps, the second baseman, who grounded out in the 3rd inning and struck out in the 5th inning. Here we are in the 8th.
Again, Muzio's on first base. He was hit by a pitch. His next pitch by Shields. That's going to be foul out of play. It's going to hit the bleachers. Took a pretty good hop in it, too, for strike one. So, Shields about to get back into the rubber once again. 0-1 count, and Phelps looking for his first hit of the game. Again, the Pioneers are running out of chances here. Shields looking for that right sign from Davis. Again, he's in place of Campus. Campus getting the night off. Here's the next pitch on the way. Runner goes. Davis wings it, but it's too high. And it's going to go into center field. But fielded in plenty of time by Martinez, and an easy stolen base for the DH, Joe Muzio.
Davis with a lot of adrenaline after getting 3 doubles on the day, so maybe that's the reason why he overthrew the second there. Still got a lot of energy and excitement going on there. But all the same, the runner gets the steal and now is in scoring position, but his team is down by quite a bit. 8 runs here in the top of the 8th inning, 9-1 to score. Jamestown on top.
A base hit could drive home Muzio and make it 9-2, but the bats have been neutralized here by the Skunk pitching, mainly by the way of Perry, as Phelps will step back into the box. Next pitch about to come on the way for Shields. And here's the delivery. Oh, caught looking for strike 3. Throw back to second and another wild throw. And Muzio going to head to third. Second time in 3 pitches that Davis has thrown a wild one over the second base.
Well, that one at least wasn't over the second baseman's head, but it came in so hard that the second baseman wasn't in position, and it just flew right by him. You could get the gun on that, and it might have been anywhere from 80 to 90 miles an hour. It came in hot.
Yeah, it did, but the good news is for Shields, it is 2 outs, so got to get a base hit to get a run here. And even so, Skunks are still ahead by 8 runs, 9-1. And second straight game also where the Skunks have broken double-digit hits as the next pitch is on the way for Shields. Outside corner, strike 1.
Aiden Blake is the batter in the box. He grounded out in the 3rd inning and flew out in the 5th inning.
So Shields looking to get a shutout inning here. Next pitch on the way. In the dirt, 1-1. So practice cut and back in the box is Blake, the extra hitter. Almost looking like a Mexican standoff out there between the batter and the pitcher.
Yeah, good old-fashioned stare down.
Kind of looked like the Columbia Pictures with that torch in the hand. But runner will stay at third in spite of that wild pitch. A good job by Davis to chase that one down.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Muzio didn't try to get to home on that. I don't think the catcher would have gotten there in time, but maybe his own teammate at bat was in the way, and he didn't quite see that the ball had gotten past the catcher.
Or maybe it's the third base coach instructed them, just stay put. But it's a hitter's count, 2-1. Shields looking to put the top of the 8th inning to a close. And there is some pitching going on in the bullpen for Jamestown as well. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's high, 3-1. And should Blake get walked, Chernetsky would be the next batter. He is on deck. Again, it's that green light, 3-1 count. Shields gets the sign he wants. And here comes the 3-1 pitch on the way. Ball 4 and a walk. So that's going to be a base on balls for Blake, and Chernetsky, the right fielder's up the bat.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the lineup here. Number 22, Chernetsky, the left fielder, stepping up with runners at the corner. His team, the Elmira Pioneers, trailing by 8 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs. Jamestown has had total control of this game, giving up just 1 run in the 4th inning. 2 hits so far on the day for the Skunks, or rather for their opponents. So great job pitching by Travis Perry throughout much of the game. Jamestown scoring 2 runs in the 1st inning, and then scoring 3 runs in the 4th, another 3 runs in the 5th, and then another run in the 7th inning. That's how they got their 9 runs. But again, it's been all Tarp Skunks today against the Elmira Pioneers. Just trying to wrap it up here. A little bit of a difficult situation, but it shouldn't be anything too hard to get it out of. Runners at the corners with 2 outs here for the Skunks facing Elmira.
Yeah, and from what I see, the pitcher in the bullpen for Jamestown's Patrick DeMarco. So could he pitch here at the top of the 9th? We'll just have to wait and see, as it's 2 outs here in the top of inning number 8. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Chernetsky up the bat. Shields set at the belt, and here comes the pitch. But first a pickoff attempt at third, but back safely is Muzio.
Yeah, nothing doing there.
So back in the box again is Chernetsky. Getting the sign is Shields. And here comes the next pitch. In the dirt, but Davis a good job blocking it. 1-0. Let's see the 1-0 pitch here by Shields. Again, runners are at the corners. Elmira looking to just chomp into this deficit a bit. And another wild one. And this time, the runner, which is Blake, will advance to second.
Yeah, that'll take away the force out for this final out. If there is a hit taking place, they'll have to go for the play at first.
Count 2-0. Shields in a bit of a situation here, but he does have 2 outs. That's the good news. He calls a quick time. And he gets back on the rubber. Gets the one he wants from Davis, comes set. And here's the 2-0. Down the heart of the plate, strike 1.
Yeah, nice delivery there.
So count 2-1, 2 outs. And the good thing for Chernetsky is if he can get a base hit deep enough, he could drive in both runners on base. But here comes the 2-1 pitch on the way. Outside, 3-1. And should he get walked, the next batter, it would be the top of the lineup again. It would be Chmielewski. This is the green light hitters count, 3-1 count.
Well, a base hit will drive in 2 runs.
In danger of issuing back-to-back walks. Here's the pitch. Hard to the plate, full count. So now this is where you don't take any chances.
And the runners are going to go.
Full count, 2 outs. And here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on and into shallow right, foul.
Well, we'll do it again.
Shallow left, excuse me. But it's going to be a full count pitch here once again. 1 run on only 2 hits and 1 error by Elmira. And for Jamestown, it's 9-10-1. Shaking off a couple of signs is Shields. Looking for that right one from Davis. Again, it was one of those standoffs. Or it could be one of them having that 1,000-yard stare.
Or just waiting for the pitch he likes.
Well, he's got it now. He comes set at the rubber. 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4. Back-to-back walks by Shields. And now it will be back to the top of the lineup with Chmielewski up the bat.
And bases are loaded here. Again, a significant lead for the Tarp Skunks here in the top of the 8th inning. But in a bit of a jam here, a bit of a pickle, if you will. Of course, they're up by 8 runs, 9-1 to the score, but the bases are juiced, and we're back up to the top of the lineup with the leadoff hitter. He flew out in the first inning, walked in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th.
2 outs here. Shields' next pitch. Wild pitch! Hit off of Davis's glove and sliding in safely is Muzio, so they do cut it down a run, making it 9-2.
Yes, indeed. Now both other runners are in scoring position.
Yep.
Jamestown just trying to get this final out here.
Yeah, and now on the board for Elmira, just like in the days of Chuck Woolery hosting his game shows, 2-2. 2 runs and 2 hits. So Chmielewski will come back into the batter's box after that passed ball.
I thought you were going to mention the dating game there for a second.
That's the love connection.
Well, that's what he did.
Here's the 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. So Shields getting back into the rubber. Doesn't want to have the holy trinity of base on balls here. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Shields comes set at the belt. Here's the next pitch. Inside, 3-0. And should Chmielewski get walked, Chris Bear is the batter on deck. From what I saw earlier in the inning, it was DeMarco warming up. I also saw Bryce Jackson in there as well. But here comes the 3-0 pitch. There's the pitch he needed. Strike 1, outside corner. Still a hitter's count, though. 3-1. Shields looking for that right one as Chmielewski looks to extend the inning. A base hit could make this 9-4. Next pitch on the way. Swung on, goes foul. Count will go full as it goes beyond into the bleachers.
We got another full count on our hands here.
You got a 3-2-2, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chmielewski looking to extend the inning. Shields just trying to end the damage with just 1 run. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ball 4, back-to-back-to-back walks. It's a 3-peat. As now it'll be Chris Bear as Chmielewski's walked for the 2nd time in his last 3 at-bats.
Now the catcher, Davis, is going to go out there and have a word with his pitcher.
Yeah, bases loaded here, 2 outs. Could this get interesting, or is Elmira too far behind? We'll just have to wait and see after this conference on the mound.
Bobby Marsh is 0 for 3. He struck out in the 1st inning, flew out in the 4th, and grounded out in the 7th. So you would think that
he's not the batter right now. He is on deck right now. It's Chris Bear.
Oh, all right.
He's 1 for 3. He does have a single, but he got caught looking at his last at bat.
Yeah, I was looking down at number 25, not 34. Thanks, Storm.
It's all good. I've done stuff like that before, too. It's not abnormal, as I like to say, a saying I've learned from a few other broadcast colleagues of mine. There's no such thing as a perfect broadcast. As we're waiting for this conference to conclude here. And it also looks like Tucker Fenton's starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Skunks.
And I'm not sure what exactly they're doing. Are they going to take Shields out? It looks like Shields is going to be coming out here. They are making notes with the umpire about a potential change.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a pitching change. So one of them out of the bullpen, and looks like it's Bryce Jackson. He saw 4 in the 3rd innings on Monday versus Newark and had a strong performance, only allowing 2 runs. Or no, I beg your pardon, it's not him. It's going to be Tucker Fenton, number 22. So Tucker Fenton is coming in, calling the bullpen here for Jamestown. The good news is he's got 2 outs and the base is loaded.
Tucker Fenton goes to St. Bonaventure University just down the road here. And I think he's a local guy as well. I was talking to one of his family members earlier today. And they said, yeah, I know somebody who plays for the Skunks. She doesn't follow baseball very closely, but she said, I got a Fenton on the team that I'm related to. And I said, oh, well, I'll look at the roster. And here we are. Tucker Fenton must be the player she was talking about.
Yep, and also got the stat line here for Fenton. The 2 games played, 2 1/3 innings pitched. And we've got a little bit of William Attar on the slate here. Quadruple 4s, 4 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 4 walks.
4. I see what you did there, Norm.
Also has 5 strikeouts, and his ERA is a 15.43. So he gets it out here. He can lower that down a little bit.
Well, Fenton can get the team out of a bit of a jam here because the bases are going to be loaded when he gets done warming up. In the meantime, while we wait for him to do his warm-ups, hey, we got the Great American Picnic coming up here on Tuesday, June 21st. It's WRFA's annual fundraiser, the Great American Picnic, featuring this year artists from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, we don't have the budget to bring in actual artists from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but we are going to play their music. We have local musicians volunteering their time. We've got Cindy Haight joining us. We've also got Backlog as well as Cold Lazarus. The Porcelain Bus Drivers will be there as well. And we've got Gary Peters playing, and then Chris Lee from We Speak Canadian, who now plays with Afraid of Human. Him and his all-star lineup are going to be there. It should be Matt Larson will be there as well for a solo set. So we've got plenty of musicians lined up for a day of music at the Southern Tier Brewing Company, Tuesday, June 21st. Southern Tier Brewing Company's Empty Pint in Lakewood. It's going to run from 5 until 9 o'clock. You can get your tickets the day of the event at the gate there, or you can buy tickets ahead of time so we know how many people to plan for and how many hot dogs to bring. It's WRFA's Great American Picnic. For more information, go online to our website, WRFALP.com, or simply go to the Reg Lene website and buy your tickets, RegLene.com. $20 gets you in. It also gets you 2 beers from Southern Tier. It'll get you a door prize ticket, and it'll get you a whole lot of fun and the satisfaction, the gratification, the assurance of knowing you're supporting community radio in Jamestown, New York with WRFA LP. We hope to see you there. It's an annual tradition. This is our 10th year doing it. It started back in 2012, and it's still going strong 10 years later. Again, celebrating the artists of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Tuesday, June 21st, 5 to 9 at Southern Tier Brewing Company. Back to you, Norm.
Jason, as always, thank you very much. As again, it'll be Chris Bear up the bat, and he'll look to keep this inning going after Shields got pulled after issuing 3 consecutive walks. Almost pulling a little bit of Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, but with walking batters instead of losing the big game. Next pitch on the way, strike 1. First pitch by Fenton, and from watching his warm-ups, the way he has that delivery looks similar to Alex Cobb from the LA Dodgers. That bit of a lower part of the arm before he tosses it. And he comes set on the mound again. Bases are loaded here, 2 outs. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
He's got some heat on that pitch, too. You're right, he's got a slight delay in his release, and that can throw the timing off the batter just enough.
And I think I said Alex Cobb. I meant Alex Wood. That's my fault. But here's the next pitch. Outside, 1 and 2. So 1 strike away from getting out of this predicament here, and I would say this gives Fenton a hold for this one. Bases jammed up, 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. Fouled off, going over the press box. Count stays 1-2. One of these days, I need to start bringing my mitt.
I bet you our friend next door wish he brought his mitt, because that errant foul ball into the press box probably gave him a scare.
Well, thankfully it didn't hit the guy. Count, though, still 1 and 2. And here comes the next pitch. Outside, count goes even at 2s. We're hearing it from some of the fans. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Pew crews voicing their displeasure, but from our view, it looked like it was the right call.
Yeah, it was outside. He's got to throw it right down the middle here. I mean, you really don't have too much to lose in that sense other than giving up a hit, but you're up by 7 runs still. You just don't want to keep on doing death by 1,000 cuts.
And that one is to right center field and fielded there by King. So the damage has been limited to just 1 run. And that concludes 7.5, 9-2 now score.
Yeah, we'll stay with you and thank another one of our sponsors here. Support for WRFA's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball for the 2022 season is brought to you in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses while also promoting the retention and expansion of existing businesses. And it offers businesses assistance in the forms of tax abatements, low-interest loans, and bond financing, all of which enhances the opportunities for job creation and retention by local business. The Chautauqua County IDA, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunk baseball on WRFA LP. For more information, call 716-661-8900 or visit ccida.com. Back to you, Norm.
Thank you, Jason, as you like to do that impression of one of our old colleagues, Mr. Matt Warren, as Haynes is going to get another inning of work here, but hey, I didn't mean it in a bad way. But first, we have hit the top of the hour here, so once again, fans, you're listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA 107.9 LP FM in Jamestown, New York. As, again, Haynes is going to get another inning of work here, and it's going to be King, Thompson, and Tucker to start it off in the bottom of inning number 8.
Well, Jamestown is leading by 7 runs here. They can pile on some more. They've got 10 hits so far, and 2 hits to show for Elmira with 2 runs as well. So 9-2 the score here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
So a chance for Jamestown to hit that double figures here at home for the first time. They have hit 9 twice. So getting his gloves tightened a little bit. And now step into the batter's box again. Haynes getting another inning of work here. He'll step into the box. And here comes the next pitch on the way by Haynes. In the dirt, ball 1. So 1-0 count, nobody out. Here's the next pitch. High and outside, 2-0.
King struck out twice today, but he also got a base hit back in the 4th inning, so he's 1 for 3 on the day.
And I believe he also did drive in an RBI. The next pitch is outside for a 3-0 count. So 3-0 here, nobody out as the inning has just begun. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. King back in the box. And here's the 3-1. Outside corner, count goes full. Haynes looking to come all the way back from this 3-0 count to get an out. Here's the pitch. This one popped up into the infield. Second base calling for it and caught there by Phelps for the first out.
So that's 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now stepping up will be number 38, Julian Thompson, the shortstop for the Skunks.
Yeah, Thompson, I'm sure he wants to get his first hit today, but however, he did get his first RBI, and he has done very well with his glove. Here comes the next pitch by Haynes. Outside corner, strike 1. Here's the next pitch on the way by Haynes. That's in the dirt, 1-1. Thompson back in the box. Haynes gets set at the rubber again. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on. That's going to go out of play, foul. Into the Pioneer bullpen for strike 2. So Thompson taking a quick cut and will step back into the box. Haynes looking to get the second out and put a 0 on the board for only just a second time in the last 5 innings. Here's the next pitch. Outside, 2-2.
Yeah, catcher tried to frame that as a strike, but the umpire wasn't fooled.
Counts even here, 2-2. Haynes looking to get the second out of the inning. 9-2 to score. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. And now it will be Mark Tucker, the DH.
Tucker, the last batter in the lineup. So Jamestown has now gone around the lineup. I believe this is the 4th time? Yes.
Yes.
This will mark the 4th time in the game that they've gone through the lineup with 2 outs here.
And here comes the next pitch on the way by Haynes. Swings, and it's going to be a grounder to short. Throw to first, not in time. So it's going to be a base hit for Tucker, and we're going to be back at the top of the lineup with Martinez up the bat.
Yeah, Martinez getting a 5th at-bat here.
So 11th hit of the game for Jamestown. And I believe in the last 2 games, it's gotten 26 total.
Martinez is 0 for 2, but also has 2 walks. He struck out in the 3rd and then grounded out in the 4th. Walked in the 1st and also the 6th inning.
Yeah, and the walk in the 1st also, he scored a run on it. Tucker with a small lead off of first base. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's Haynes' next pitch. Just low, 1-0. So Martinez takes a moment. Now he's back in. Haynes, taking a check at first. Here comes the next pitch. That's low as well, 2-0. So once again, quick practice cut and back in the box. Tucker, not a big lead off of first base. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, and that is to left field. Chasing it down is Marsh, and he will make the catch. So that completes 8. Score still 9-2 in favor of the Skunks.
Right on. You're listening to Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA. We'll be back in a moment with the 9th and likely the final frame in just a moment. More baseball to come on your home station for Tarp Skunk Baseball, WRFA LP. Who do they have coming back on the mound? The same pitcher that we left the inning with?
That's what I'm keeping an eye on. They did have somebody in the bullpen.
Is it Fenton?
It was Fenton the last, yeah.
And it's still 22.
Yeah. Well, he is right there, I see, talking to the assistant coach.
All right, so he'll be coming back out there. Oh, I don't blame you.
And we're about to momentarily begin the top of the 9th inning here at Dietrich Park. Your Skunks up 9-2 over the Elmira Pioneers, and Fenton going to get another inning of work. This is not a safe situation, so Krause will not have to worry about that for this game, as Fenton, the batters he will be facing will be Marsh, Wayman, and Smith to start off the 9th. So
well, just 3 outs. Yeah, just 3 outs away here, Norm, from the Tarp Skunks getting their 2nd consecutive win. Elmira, from what I found out, was on a 3-game winning streak on their own. So they are moving in the wrong direction here, but obviously it was nice to see them get those 3 consecutive wins here. They need a lot to happen to get back in this ball game, let alone to win it. Down by 7 runs and just 3 outs left over for them, but never give up. That's the motto for any sports club, including the Elmira Pioneers, and that's their mentality here heading into this top of the final frame of this ball game, barring some unforeseen situation.
All I know is I don't see any fans that would try to steal a foul ball. We know that Steve Bartman doesn't live anywhere in New York, so I wouldn't think anything that catastrophic would happen. But sometimes the strangest things do occur, as it will be Marsh coming back up to bat for the Pioneers as what could be their last ups in quote-unquote regulation play in baseball. So Fenton looking to just end this game. Here's his next pitch. That's a low 1-1. And like I said in that last inning, he's got that deceiving arm stretch, just like Alex Wood, where it has that stretch and then throws the pitch. That could drive batters crazier than a possible knuckleballs. The next pitch is fouled off for a strike. One count goes even.
Yep, 1-1 the count here.
And from what I do see, Marsh is looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out the first in his last at-bat. Next pitch fouled off his foot for strike 2.
Yeah, Marsh came in with a 227 average with 5 hits with 22 at-bats before today's game. And he said he's 0 for 3, so
yes,
that average is gone the wrong direction today. Probably closer to 200, just below by now.
Count 1 and 2, nobody out. Elmira, they need to get a lot working if they want to get that chance to tie this up. And getting a runner on base to start it would be the small step of all the building blocks. 1-2 count. Fenton gets his sign from Davis. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, count goes even. So count now 2 and 2 with no outs, and looking for that hit again is Marsh. Looking for that right sign from Davis, and he gets the one he wants. Here's the pitch. Oh, hits him in the helmet. But he got right back up, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah, that was a doozy of a hit. A little shaken, but he seems to be no less for the wear, but you'll always be cautious. I mean, obviously, that's why you wear batting helmets. And they only get better as technology improves, but always a scary situation regardless, but he's showing hardly any effect whatsoever as he makes his way down the first baseline. So Bobby Marsh, after getting hit by a pitch the hard way, he is now on first base with no outs, and the next batter steps up. That's going to be Frank Wayman, number 33.
Wayman is also looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 3 on the night. Next pitch on the way. That hits him! Back-to-back hit by pitches. Thankfully for this one, it got him in the shin guard, so no damage, I would say, done. And now it's going to be Cooper Smith up the bat. So far, 2 runners on by hit by pitches, none out. And again, this is the question of, could this be a possible rally by the Pioneers, or are they too far behind?
Well, they can take full advantage of it. I mean, baseball, stranger things have happened, you know. There's no time limit, there's no clock. You've got 3 outs remaining. And as long as you still have an out left, there's a chance. And that's what Elmira is showing right now. Obviously down by 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Stranger things have happened.
Next pitch on the way, outside corner, strike 1.
This is when you start rolling out the cliches. Never say never. Never say die. It ain't over till it's over.
The fat lady hasn't sung just
Exactly.
yet. But here's the next pitch on the way. This one going to right field. King having to backtrack a little bit, but he does make the catch. Runner will tag the third. So now runners at the corners with 1 out. Marsh advances 90 feet.
Deep drive there, but yeah, good job for King getting on his horse. Probably about 10 feet away from the warning track out there. Nice deep drive to a right field, but a fly out all the same. And now 2 outs remain for Elmira. The left-handed hitter, number 51, Joe Musio, back at the plate. He was hit by a pitch the last time he was at the plate. Ended up scoring a run, only the second run of the game. Still just 2 hits given up, though, Norman. They've walked a lot of batters and obviously have hit a few now in this ninth inning, but solid pitching all the same, and Elmira's bats just haven't woken up at all today.
No, they haven't. They've been held those 2 hits. Fenton looking to just keep the damage as it is. Next pitch is inside for ball 1. There's still that opportunity, though, for that force at second for a possible double play. Fenton comes set at the belt. Here's the 1-0. Heart of the plate, strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch outside edge there. Take it 1 pitch at a time. Got plenty of breathing room here, up by 7 runs.
So it's the 1-1 on the way by Fenton. It's going to be a grounder to second. 4, 6, save. So not quite a double play, and I believe the Skunks have yet to even convert one in any of the home games thus far.
A run did score, though, so now it's 9-3, but down to their final out is Elmira. You're listening to Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown. Number 6, Gil Murad at the plate. Yep, number 6, he is the catcher for the Pioneers.
Yeah, here comes the next pitch by Fenton. It's inside for ball 1.
Elmira down to their final out. Runner at first, down by 6 runs. They don't have it on the board there, but we have obviously seen somebody cross the plate this inning.
Next pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. So 3 runs for Elmira on just 2 hits and 1 error. For Jamestown, 9 runs, 11 hits and 1 error. So good job by Jamestown to minimize those, because in some of the losses we've seen, errors were what proved costly. Next pitch on the way by Fenton. Outside and in the dirt, 2-1. Murad looking to extend this game to at least another at-bat. Fenton getting the right sign he wants on the belt. He comes set. Here's the next pitch. It's going to be a chopper to short. Thompson with it, and he'll touch second base, and that's it. Jamestown wins both games of this weekend series here at home. This one 9-3 over the Elmira Pioneers. And Jamestown jumps a little bit closer in the Western Division.
Yes, they do, and nice work. 2 in a row now for the Tarp Skunks. 2-game homestand, winning both of them. A little bit less drama today than what we saw yesterday, but sometimes that's a good thing. 9-3 the final score here, Norman. You know, the Tarp Skunks are now going to be on the road at Niagara Power tomorrow on Monday for a 6:30 game, and then it's Niagara Power here on Tuesday again, 11 a.m. It's going to be the start. It's going to be the elementary students and the junior high, middle school students that Jackson was talking about a few innings ago here. We'll bring you every single pitch here, so we'll see you Tuesday morning for a rare morning start and an afternoon game. It's been a great 2 days of baseball. Looking forward to Tuesday as well. I don't think I have anything else to add. We talked about who our players of the games would be, but I would give it to...
I would say Perry.
Yeah, Perry definitely deserves it, and Clark as well, because obviously Davis rather, because he did get 3 doubles and a few RBI.
Yeah, got a trifecta of doubles, got that holy trinity of that, and with that, it's going to conclude tonight's matchup of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball right here on WRFA. Again, the final score, your Tarp Skunks 9 and the Elmira Pioneers 3. Thank you to our studio engineers, Gavin Paternity and Anthony Merchant, and also to our WRFA intern team, Jessica Beeler and Max Pinjator. For my broadcast partner and executive producer, Jason Sample, I'm Norm Rodriguez saying thank you for listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball on WRFA. Until next time.